Mr. Joe Clerk.
Good morning, how are you?
First of all, thank you for taking the time to speak with us. I feel like there is a lot of things that need to be said. I think we need to set the record straight in the city of Mount Vernon.
Yes.
You feel the same?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Thank you for reaching out to me to give people other perspectives of what's going on. I don't normally do interviews. I've seen you working in this area for quite a few times. I do respect you.
Thank you, sir.
So I did. You asked me, could you do an interview on what's going on with the clerk and the clerk's office. I said, I'll give you some time and we can talk about it.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, first of all, let me start this interview by asking you, were you fired or terminated? Because those two terms, they mean the same.
Yeah, well, I did receive a letter from City Council President Lisa Copeland on January the 22nd to me, telling me that I was terminated. The actual letter reads, Mr. Brown, the purpose of this letter is to confirm your appointment as city clerk. The city council will be terminated on Saturday, February 1st. So I did receive a letter. However, when I confronted the other council people at a council committee meeting about the letter, they appeared to be stunned, which stunned me, because being a clerk for the last 15 years, I know, and the council knows, and everyone that's on the council knows that a majority of three rules. A majority of three constitutes a direction that the council will move forward with. And so it is just common sense to assume that you received a letter from the president that the issue has been approved, discussed and approved, and there shouldn't be any questions about if the letter had the proper authority. Well, I found out in the meeting when I discussed it with Councilwoman Farquharson, Councilwoman Duarte, and Councilman Derek Thompson. I was shocked by the shocked look on their face when I told them this. So what they did, they told me they didn't believe me, so I had showed them a copy of the letter. Once I showed them the letter, they said that they did not discuss this in detail, that supposedly my situation, I was to go on my own terms. I had previously told them that with a previous conversation with Councilwoman Duarte in December, that I would look into what I need to do as far as setting up an appointment with New York State Retirement and getting my date and my times and everything in order. And that was supposedly okay. I did have a meeting in early January with the New York State Retirement Agency, which I drove to Combat, Long Island, which is about an hour and a half ride because I could not get an early appointment in White Plains. So I wanted to move the process along because I felt like my services wasn't appreciated and it was time to make a clean break. But Ms. Copeland had some other things in mind. So I did go get this appointment and they gave me a date, February the 28th, which I communicated to the council members, and I've even communicated it to others in reference to the 28th of February was the date that I would be leaving and it would be my last day. And lo and behold, when I get this letter from the council president telling me I'm terminated as of February 1st, it was just totally unorthodox, and it was done kind of like in a I got you type attitude, and it was disrespectful, and it hurt it because I put 15 years of blood, sweat, and tears into this community as a clerk. I love this city. I was born and raised in this city, and as I always say, if you cut me open, I bleed my wound in gold. For those of you who don't know what that means those are the colors of Mount Vernon High School. That's a code to any Mount Vernonite that I'm a Mount Vernonite. And I care and love the city, and I want the city to do better and to prosper.
Now, Mr. Brown, how was your relationship with Lisa Cole? Were you and her always worked with friction, no friction? Did you have a good professional relationship? How would you characterize that?
I thought I had a respectable professional relationship. I thought so. There's lots of times, and you also got to remember that Lisa Copeland was the clerk prior to myself, and of course people do things differently. As far as did we have a great relationship, I would say no. We had a respectable relationship, I would say yes. Why she was so aggressive and being the catalyst to see me move on, that I don't know. I wonder why. There's the various reasons where possibly I understand that there was some friction because they felt that I supported Andre Wallace in the primary, which I nominated him in the Democratic Committee, City Committee as a candidate, and which I did, but I do have integrity, because as the clerk, you cannot be supportive behind the doors or openly as another candidate, because I run the elections. And I received a job well done from the Commissioner of Elections that day from Commissioner Lafayette, which was, it meant a lot to me to hear him say, George, you did a great job that day, because it was very difficult. Anytime you have a passionate mayoral race in the city, the citizens are so passionate. For that day, they just go over the line. So you have to try to, weigh the good with the bad, and hopefully that you don't have to have anyone moved off the location. You work with people, you talk to them, because at the end of the day, after the election's over, we still got to live with each other right here in the same town.
Well, we should respect each other's political ideology.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
You understand that we all have the right to vote for whoever we want to vote, but at the same time that we are all professional, that regardless of who won, we will still do our job in the best way that we can, regardless of who we support.
I was even accused of giving Andre Wallace by our current mayor on election day. It really bothered me, and I never respond to Facebook stuff. I just don't. It's just not who I am. But that day I called up the commissioner. I said I have to respond because it was said that I was doing favors for Andre Wallace by allowing him to post signs in the circle. And first of all, if they did their homework, they would have found out that it's not city property. The property belongs to Mr. Bobo Gardens, which is public information. Every mayoral candidate has always posted signs on his property. But I was accused of doing a favor for Andre Wallace. And I did respond back. And I didn't get any recourse, because if the person had done their homework, they would have found out that that was not true.
Mr. Brown, people say that elections have consequences.
Yeah.
I agree with it. But other people are saying that the election has retaliation. In your case, it's a case of retaliation because of who you supported, or it's a case of let's get this job so we can give it to some people who we own favors to.
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. Again, it's no secret that Ms. Copeland has not been favorable to me. Even last year, she distinctively asked me in a committee meeting, when are you leaving? And it was like almost like I felt better if she had smacked me in the face, because at least the pain would have hit and it would have been gone. But it really scarred me, because I says, wow, it's so insensitive. How could you be so insensitive? I feel very confident that I've raised the bar as the clerk in this position, and I've done some things which I'm very, very, very proud of.
Let's talk about that. Let's
Yes.
talk about your accomplishments.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the things that you have done to better Mount Vernon,
Mm-hmm.
the things that you have done to generate revenues to the city of Mount Vernon. Let's focus on that for a few minutes.
My prized possession is, back in 2012, there was a movie shot in the city called The Leftovers. We have a studio down on Hayden Studios, and I got to meet a gentleman by the name of Damian Resnick. And him and I had a conversation about that business. And ever since that business, he made me understand the need, their needs, and I made them understand our needs. And it's been like a perfect marriage. Since that time, over the past 7 years, I'm proud and happy to say in my letter that I wrote to the council when I resigned, I asked them, I said, one accomplishment I am most proud of is the progressive beneficial financial impact the filming industry has caused in the city of Mount Vernon. In the past 8 years, the city received $1.166.983 of pure, unadulterated profit. In other words, the city didn't have to do anything to get that money. All they had to do was just be available. These are monies that was raised by having a movie shoot in the city where the city gets paid. For instance, at one point we used to charge $500 a day for a whole day for filming. Well, that's no longer the case. Now it's $2,000 a day if it's downtown Mount Vernon. And if you want to shoot in the city council chambers, it's $2,000 plus $1,500. If you want to shoot in the front lawn of the city council, of the city, it's $2,000 plus $3,000. If you want to use the parking lot, it's $2,000 plus additional. They shot in my office the other day. It was $2,000 plus $1,500 in the council chambers plus $1,200 here. The city has made. I've created a new, complete revenue stream, and I asked the council to please nourish this, invest in it, because it's a found profit. And if they do that, the city will continue to flourish. And I'm also proud to say that there was an article in the newspaper where we in Mount Vernon are no longer in the movie industry is considered as one of the competitors. We're number one. We're number one, and the article that was on the Journal News said that we outdid Yonkers in the city as far as financial profits concerned. So I am extremely proud of that. We've also raised the fees of various permits. We couldn't do marriage licenses because those are state. It's a state license. But everywhere where we had an opportunity to raise the fees to enhance business in the city, we've done. And that's probably because I come from corporate. You know, I retired from Con Edison, and we look at business differently. If you grew up in government, you might think everything is for the benefit of the people, which it should be, but also the taxpayer. I'm sure they're happy about that $1.66 million that all that money went totally back into the general funds to offset taxes for the taxpayers. I'm sure they are very happy about that because I was very happy to do that.
Well, Mr. Brown, one of the biggest problems in Mount Vernon is taxation on the citizens of Mount Vernon. It's a problem.
Yes, it is.
But ventures like the one that you did actually minimizes that burden.
Yes, it does. And we have to learn how to take what we have and use those opportunities to lower the burden for the taxpayer, because the winner is the taxpayer, and also it's a win-win situation for the citizens. Just recently, that same gentleman that I mentioned, Mr. Resnick, they just recently shot a film here this month, well, in January last month, and they also want to do another maybe 6-month program in the city of Mount Vernon, which means revenue, you know.
Revenue means less taxes, like taxes.
Yes, because the money that we make from the film industry goes into the general fund.
Let's just stop for a second to let you know that we have multiple people here following this interview who are congratulating you for the good work that you have done. We have Robin Elizabeth, John R. Jones. I don't know if you know them personally. I don't know them personally. I know of them.
Okay.
So
Well, thank you.
they support you 100%, and they say that you are one of the honorable ones in the city of Mount Vernon.
Well, I'm so grateful that they're offering me support. But it's one thing, and in my organization that I'm in, I'm known as Deacon Brown's son, which means in my mother and father's house there was a God. And I'm a God-fearing man. I don't talk the talk without walking the walk. I believe in the city, I believe in people, and I believe in doing the best I can. I can't go to sleep at night not thinking that I've done the best I could to help someone.
So you are one of those guys that you're not interested in fooling the other guy because you cannot fool yourself. You have to be at peace with your own conscience.
Oh yes, that's how I was raised. Again, I like to go back to that phrase and statement, if you cut me open, I bleed maroon and gold. And I say that because I care and I love this city. I love this state, I love this country. But the fact of the matter is, I'm proud of Mount Vernon, and I'm from money earning Mount Vernon, and I like to raise that bar every chance I get.
The other part of my question,
Yes.
are they trying to save these jobs to pay for political favors?
That is extremely obvious to me.
Tell us about it.
It's extremely
But our audience needs to know. People out there needs to know.
It's extremely obvious. I remember what I did when I received this job, and this is why I say I felt my job was spiritually associated, because I was asked to be the clerk at the time where I needed 2 years to retire from my previous job, and I told them I could not do it. So I felt like if the job was held for me for 2 years, that's divinely given. So I feel like because that has happened, I would not come around and be in the presence of a predecessor because I felt it was divinely given to me. Now, I've seen the actual individual who they want to have this job come in the job, come to the meetings, look me in the face.
Who is that? Mr. Brown?
William Holmes.
William Holmes.
Yes.
So that's the person that you think has already been fit for this particular job.
Yes. And you know what, in all fairness, I want the city to be successful. I would gladly do what I got to do to pass the baton. You know? Because the baton wasn't passed to me like that. And I always said, I do not want to be like the person that was here before me. But we've had a confrontation during a primary when, unfortunately, we had a bad situation where I had to use the 100-foot marker to tell people they had to stand behind the marker. And he did not understand the fact that, you know, I'm doing my job, he really shouldn't intervene. And unfortunately, he realized that you cannot stop the clerk from when we're doing this function. And I did report that to the Board of Elections. And unfortunately, it just put a bad taste in both our mouths. So I wish him well. But I don't think that he'll be getting too much assistance from me. If he asks me something, I will definitely tell him. But because of the way that he dealt with that situation, and afterwards, ever since, and he comes to meetings, and at these, he comes in with Miss Copeland sometimes, and he'll give me a look as nana type look. You know, I'm a grown man. Yeah, I am 80. All right. So I don't do that. You know. But then again, though, but be a man. You know, move forward, because we all come short. We all make mistakes, but we have to acknowledge our shortcomings and our mistakes, and then move forward. People can respect that if they do. But I can tell you one thing, being that you mentioned that. Make no mistake about it. Lauren Carter is qualified, able, intelligent, and willing to do this job as a city clerk. I don't have to say that. I don't owe Lauren anything. Lauren and I are not the best of friends, But the truth is the truth. She is qualified, and they would be a disservice to themselves not to elevate her.
But she has been fired too.
Yes, she has been fired right here in this office.
Well, stay tuned. Lauren will be sitting with us after you.
Okay.
Because we need to hear from her own mouth. You know, some folks said that we're not reporters, we fake news, but we search for the news.
This is not fake news.
This is not fake news.
This is not fake news. I mean, this is real. I've been the clerk here for 15 years. I love this job. This job is a part of my life. It's part of who I am. And I want to see this city successful. But I can tell you, I'll say that one more time. Lauren Carter is a lot of things. One thing she is not, if anyone says she's not qualified to do this job, or she's unfit to do this job, or she's unable to do this job, or they can say that they don't want her to have this job. But that's personal. That's personal.
So, Mr. Lisa Copeland, if you are watching this interview, we also give you an opportunity to speak with us if you like. So that, you know, this is an open invitation right here in the City Hall. I will go to your office next and give you the courtesy of speaking, telling us your side of the story. I always, Mr. Brown, try to reach everyone involved, to give everyone the same respect, the same opportunity. Now, we spoke about the paying favors, political favors. Now let's talk about the retaliation. Is this happening because of retaliation, because of who you supported before?
I was told by council people that it was. I was told by a council person that this is all happening because you supported Andre Wallace.
That's bad. And
it is bad.
We're going to get there. Now, I have a question here. It doesn't involve you, but at the same time, your opinion on it's important. Because, as you said, you are, how you say it, Mount Vernite?
I'm a Mount Vernonite.
That's it. You know, my accent sometimes.
Yeah.
So you care about your city.
I love the city.
You love the city, you love its people, and you do the best, and you've been doing the best for your city.
Yes.
The current mayor, I have to ask you this question because I want your opinion. The current mayor campaigned on bringing Mount Vernon together. Sean Power has done nothing but divide the city more than ever before. The transparency that she promised, it's not there. I'm not saying that she's not, but the projection that she's giving is that she's not. How you feel about it?
Well, I can only say that maybe if you watch some of those Board of Estimates and contract meetings that we've had this year, you can get a gripe and come into an opinion of your own or the public. I don't know if they're still being publicized like they used to be. In my opinion, there's always room for improvement. Nobody's perfect. Am I satisfied? Well, I'll say again, there's always room for improvement. I think there can be some improvement in certain areas, in communications. I think that there's a reason why the clerk is the record keeper for the city, because they can tell you basically what the record has been over the past. And you kind of listen to the clerk, maybe the clerk can kind of tell you where potholes are at, so you don't have to go into a pothole. Again, I'm here, I'm available, at least to the 28th, and then even after the 28th, if I'm asked a question or asked to have a conversation, I'm not going to do anything to not help this city, to not help the mayor, to not help the council, to not help the controller. I will do with everything within my power to help make Mount Vernon a better Mount Vernon.
Now, I'm going to pick on your words, okay?
Sure.
You are the record keeper.
Yes.
If I want to know something about what's going on, come to you, your office. You keep the records.
Yes.
Did the mayor ask or did not ask for a raise or suggested a raise for her?
The budget that she presented, there's been quite a few budgets presented.
I've seen 3.
Yeah, right. One of the budgets that was presented did request a raise for the mayor, city council, and the comptroller.
Who asked that? Who presented that budget?
The mayor presented that budget.
So if the mayor presented the budget that asked for a raise for her, for the council, and for who else?
The controller.
And the controller, that means that the mayor asked for a raise. Because it's her budget.
Yeah. Now, the budgets can come from basically 2 sources. In the past, the budget has come from the mayor. That's where it generally comes from, with the input of the council and the comptroller. But it's generally called and referred to as the mayor's budget. I've seen my experiences in here. Since I've been here, I've seen the budget come from what they call an alternative budget, which would come from the comptroller. The comptroller has not put a alternative budget on the table. So therefore, the budget that has been put on the table have come from the mayor, Patterson-Howard. There was a previous budget that came from Mayor Wallace, but that budget was not acted on, it was not voted on. So therefore, it was continuously laid on the table with no action. But the budget that got action, both budgets that the Mayor Patterson put on the table, that first budget did have increases for those individuals, for those positions, the council, the mayor, and the comptroller. That budget was presented by her.
So you heard it. I am not alleging one thing or the other. I asked questions. We gave the answers. You make the judgment. A budget from the mayor had a raise request.
Yes.
Some people have been saying that we should not be criticizing the mayor because she's been in the office only for about 30 days. But in those 30 days, a raise was requested.
Yes.
Am I correct on that assumption?
Yes. The document that was presented, had you told me just before you came, I would presented the document for you. You know, I would just have to go into a file to get it. I don't want to just reach on my desk.
Yeah.
But yes, that's a record. You know, it's not something I want to say, not something I wish I couldn't say. It's the record. Okay, it is the record.
I asked the mayor that question. She said that she did not ask for a raise. It's on record. It's on our interview. So someone is not telling the truth. You can back up what you're saying, right?
I have the document. I have the document. You know, again, I'm looking around. I do have some documents. Oh, I could almost show you, but I don't want to.
Okay, we don't want to interrupt the interview. Maybe you can show it to me later because I'm still going to be around, and we can take a picture of it and then post it.
Great.
Is Mount Vernon better now? It's only 30 days.
Right.
But let me tell you, George, what people are saying out there, this is chaos. This looks like a dysfunctional family. That the mayor is hiring people that are incompetent for certain jobs that they are functioning. I'm talking about you, Daniel Terry. People of Mount Vernon are not happy. We understand that it's always things that, you know, every mayor that comes into an administration does differently.
Right.
But the perception that the people have is not the positive one. Is this the third round? Because we had a problem with Mayor Richard Thomas. We had a problem with Mayor Andrew Wallace. And it seems like we are going to have a problem with Mayor Shawnee Patterson. Is this the third round?
Well, the only thing I can say to that is that time is going to tell who people are. You know, I mean, like I said, I wish the best for Richard Thomas, but time told a different story. I wish the best for Andre Wallace. What I will say is that thank God that Andre Wallace did go after that money that was given out to the water department, and he did retrieve $175,000 of that money back. I just hope they pursue what he started, because actually that law firm, they sent the letter out on Monday, and Thursday the city got a check. They didn't want no parts of that law firm, which was a good thing, but there was other law firms on that particular, what's the word, on that lawsuit. So hopefully, you know, we will retrieve those monies back. Now, there's reference to Mayor Sean Patterson-Howard. Time is going to tell. Time has always been the test of what we see in people. You know, I mean, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, then it's a duck. You know, so hopefully she will have a positive chapter. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and wish her well. You know, anything I can do to make it better, I will. But we just have to see.
We have to see. Yeah. Do you think there is I don't want to use the word conspiracy, so I'm going to pick on it. I'm going to pick a different word.
Okay.
You think there is an understanding between Lisa Copeland and the mayor's office to get things done in a certain way where they are both happy, and maybe they want you out of here because you would be the stone that might derail the plans?
I would not be surprised, and I would not say, oh, I can't believe that, you know, it went down like that. Because I'm going to do what I got to do, because I have a higher calling to answer to. I need to sleep at night. I need to know that I did the right thing. And I'm not going to do anything that's wrong, illegal, for anybody. I think the last administration found that out. The Thomas administration, they found that out. And unfortunately, as the record keeper, I knew a lot more than I let out, because I am the record keeper. And I'll just leave it at that. The record keeper always have the benefit of the doubt, because you're the person that everyone contacts us. When I say everyone, I mean legal and illegal, or whoever. They will contact you to reach out to get information. And you have an inside scoop on things, and all you have to do is just do your job and wish the best. Sometimes it gets very difficult because you know things and you can't really discuss them because of its legal intent, or the perspective of what could possibly happen, or an investigation that's going on. The clerk is a very, very prestigious position. There's a lot of pressure on them to maintain integrity. If I went on Facebook and put the things that I knew on Facebook about what I've been contacted, who has contacted me, and who I had to give statements to, you would be surprised. Most people would be surprised.
George just opened a can of worms. You know that, right?
Well, I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to put a period at the end of that sentence, and not a comma. Okay, I'll say that. I can tell you, like the guy who President Trump let go that's writing a book. If I wrote a book and I was allowed to write what I know, it would be a very, very interesting book.
The things that you don't say very often speak much louder than the things that you do say. Now, before people go out there accusing me of doing this interview with Mr. Brown because of this, because of that, let me make it clear that I don't endorse and I don't oppose anyone. I'm interested in interviewing people. I hear what they have to say. They will say it live on camera. You will hear, and you make up your own mind about what is true, what's not true. My interest is informing you, the people. Mr. Brown, is there anything that maybe I should have asked? that I forgot to ask, but you want to bring it up to conclude this interview?
No, I just want to say this is really the first time I did this type of interview.
I'm glad you did it with me.
Because I'm very cautious about how, when, what, and why I say things. Hopefully there was nothing said to hurt anybody's feelings. There was no intent. There was no malice to damage anyone's reputation. But in the words of the street, it is what it is. You know, or you reap what you sow. I'm not the judge. I'm just the record keeper, and I will only be that until February 28th.
And you're talking based on facts, basically.
Oh yes. Oh, yes.
On that note, guys, thank you for watching, and stay tuned, because another important interview is coming right after. So I think you will want to know about that one, about what that person, Lauren Carter has to say. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Thank you.
You're welcome.